Call to order the organizational meeting. Wildewood Springs. Confirmation of proper notice.
Notice is posted March 8th according to statutory requirements. Yeah, so sorry. We'll leave it here. Notice posted March 8th according to statutory requirements.
Thank you, John. Roll call.
Cookie Finch.
Here.
Roger Schultz.
Here.
I'm here. Shannon Young.
Here.
Steve Abul.
Here.
Dick Picola.
Here.
Denny Palmer.
Here.
George Fisher.
Here.
Monica Heigl. Marv Howard.
Here.
Tammy Alborn.
Here.
Tiffany Conklin.
Here.
Barbara Carey.
Here.
John West.
Here.
Actually surprised I heard that.
I guess I can for this time. Deb Harder.
No, sorry.
She's on.
Deb's not here anymore.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I'm
sorry,
We don't have an exit.
It's okay.
Take a cookie. Good.
Yes, we want to thank you for your service. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. I'll see you around.
Okay, next order of business on the agenda is appoint a board member for Oak Village. Now, when the voting came around, we didn't have anybody, but since then, we have had a person in Oak come forward and offer services. So, it's Gus Miller, number 703, and I'd like to nominate him for Oak board member. Second by John West. He is here.
Okay, we would like to know who he is. Okay.
Come on down.
Come on up.
Come on down. We can take a, we'll take a vote.
Question. Can I have my first question? Is that O?
Not yet. We're not voted in.
Oak View.
We got to vote.
Okay.
Okay. Cookie.
Yes?
Roger.
Yes.
I say yes. Shannon.
Yes.
Steve.
Yes.
Dick.
Yes.
Denny.
Yes.
George.
Yes.
Marv.
Yes.
Tammy.
Yes.
Tiffany.
Yes.
Barb.
I'm sorry, but can you repeat what it is we're voting on?
We're voting on Gus Miller for Oakview as the new representative. Yes?
Yes.
And John West.
Yes.
Well, I guess that makes it unanimous.
Okay. Have a cookie
Now
and
you can have it.
now you can have the mic if you want.
No, I just wanted to clarify that it's Oak and Oakview. Yes. Clarify that it's Oak and Oakview.
I fixed that. Said it.
All right, appointment of committee chairs. I missed one. Oh, that's just a minor one. Trying to get out of that, but. Election.
I would like to nominate Steve Abul for president, myself, Roger Schultz, for vice president, Pam Flanagan for secretary, John West for treasurer, and Barbara Carey for assistant treasurer.
Second.
Yeah, 10. Are there any other nominations? Oh, come on. Oh, all right. Nominations are closed. Do we need to vote?
Yes, any objections?
Any objections, please?
That would be funny.
That's it? No, that's it.
Congratulations.
Cheers. All right. Another year. I thought we'd do something different, I'm gonna switch everybody around. Huh? You think that'd be good? I think,
Tammy's IT. Steve.
yeah, Tammy, be IT.
Okay, I'm the it person.
Now, I'd like to reappoint everybody to their current positions. It's been really good this year, so keep a good thing going. Oh, yeah.
That's it.
I move we adjourn.
Second.
Second, Roger, second. Meeting's adjourned. Moving right along.
Maybe somebody can share.
You're paid for your whole day.
Dennis the cookie, somebody can share.
The agenda?
Maybe Debbie left an agenda, I don't know. Maybe you can share a packet.
You can read mine.
Okay, call this regular board meeting for,
Gus, you get that the Friday before the meetings from now on. All right, but there was some doubt whether, no, I'm just kidding.
confirmation of proper notice.
Notice posted March 8th according to statutory requirements.
Roll call.
Here we go again. Cookie Finch.
Here.
Roger Schultz.
Here.
I'm here. Shannon.
Here.
Steve.
Here.
Dick.
Yes.
Jenny.
Here.
George.
Here.
Marv.
Here.
Tammy.
Here.
Tiffany.
Here.
Barbara.
Here?
Gus.
Here.
And John West.
Okay, president's comments. I've got nothing. I gave it all up in the annual meeting. As John West pointed out, I got a call from our broker today, Edward Jones. One of our first CD comes into renewal tomorrow. So I'm going to meet with him. We're going to roll it into a 9-month. This was a 3-month at 5.1%. And we'll talk later in this meeting about maybe opening another one. But that's all I got for opening comments. Everybody read the minutes for February? Any concerns, any questions?
Move that we approve.
Second, Dick? Okay. Any objections? Okay. Done. Financial matters, Mr. West.
I am very pleased to say that we are well within budget. In fact, we're under budget at the present time based on some of the payments that we've made, on trees or something like that being coming in after we budgeted to come in or whatever. Bottom line is we are well within our budget. Our biggest problem, of course, is the current insurance issue that we have, which we've talked about. We're continuing our program in regards to the CDs. At the present time, just for review, for those of you who may not have been here in the past, we've taken out of our reserves, which remember that's in place, we're fully funded for a replacement of roofs, painting, all these general maintenance things that we have to pay for as time goes on, up to including storm damage. That's over and above that amount that we have the reserves in the storm damage. These are the bills, or I should say the numbers that we can account for on a yearly basis, 5 years on the roof and that type of thing. Anyway, we've taken that $1.7 million that we have in that reserve and we put them into CDs with the FDIC protection, etc. And we're buying them for, well, generally they were anything up to a 2-year we have. But the bottom line at the present time, we have $1 million in that, anywhere from 4.3 to 4.8%. We have one of those CDs coming due right now, and that will go in at 5.1, And at the present time, I would like to make a motion. We have another $750,000 in our reserve fund, of which we're only going to need approximately $500,000 by the end of the year. That we take another $250,000 and put it in at 5.1, and I make that motion now.
Second.
Okay, second. More questions?
I'll second that request.
Okay.
John, I didn't understand how long that CD would be for.
This one we will put in for...
Microphone, John, please.
Oh, pardon me. We'll put in for 1 year. Our objective that we're working toward at the present time, and I think after one more CD we'll have it, every quarter one of the CDs will come due at $250,000, and we'll have the option of either putting it back in as we will this one tomorrow, or bringing it out and using it for our pre-budgeted items for reserve. Our objective will be, and will come into place here I think in another meeting or so, that we will make some provisions for us to be able to use the profits on these CDs for areas that we may have problems with, like the insurance program at the present time. It has to stay in the reserves, but our plan is to use interest only for overcoming some of these budget issues. Any questions?
Yeah, Dennis.
You have a question?
Yes.
What comes due after this one? What's the schedule for the rest of the year?
Every 3 months.
How long, what is the term of those? And is it your intention to then take them for 1 year terms when you roll them?
The objective is to work this out so that every quarter we have a 1 year one coming due.
And it'll always, and right now you're looking at totally putting everything into 1 year rolling.
Yes, exactly. Everything that we're putting into it, we will still have about a little over $600,000 in our reserve fund as it is, and we won't touch that for a while until we see things are going. So we have no plans for usage over $500,000 this year on the budgeted reserve requirements for the next 12 months.
Gotcha, thank you.
And I'll answer a question you had last meeting. What we pay for him is a .05, I think. We looked at it, it was like $600 for the year is all he gets. Remember you asked that.
Yes. I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead, Dennis.
So if you take the 250,000 for a year at 5%, so you're looking at almost $12,000, and that's what all I wanted to know. You're basically looking at 12 Gs after a year, correct?
In that neighborhood,
Yeah.
and the objective here, I think we were looking at somewhere between $40,000 and $50,000 in additional income with the investment program that we have.
Right, so you're going 250, so you'll do another 250 in a quarter, so.
Exactly.
Yes, very good. That's what I want. Thank you.
Tom, question.
Tom Clear at 618. Given the bank that just folded in California, aren't we limited to $250,000 for insurance?
Yes.
For
Actually, less than that.
FDIC?
Yep.
Each one of these is an FDIC individual product, and it is not in one account with all the amounts that are there. These are bought on the open market, etc. So we're covered.
John, I don't know if the people understand that each time one of these comes due, we have to vote on it. It isn't an automatic rollover, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Am I correct on that, John?
Yes.
Yes. So you have control.
Okay. Any other questions?
Well, one further thing, just out of curiosity. You know, we started this on December 15th last year, so we don't have a lot of, track record here so far, but at the present time, we've got $4,300 that we didn't have before that time, and we were getting 0.05% on our money in the past, so I think we're ahead of the game anywhere we go, so.
with that, does that mean we need to vote on the one that rolls tomorrow?
Sounds like it.
Does it roll? I would think we would have to.
Okay, well, let's go.
Yeah. You were gonna make a motion to do that anyway, so I would just make it a part of a motion, standing motion.
That can be.
You want a separate motion on that, or do you want that to be a part of the motion?
Yeah, no, I think that you should have a separate motion, just keep it clear.
Okay, let's finish with the first one.
The first one's finished.
All right, now, somebody can make a motion for tomorrow.
I make a motion that we reinvest the current CD that's coming due on the 15th of March in a new CD at 5.1%.
For 12 months.
For 12 months.
9 months. This is to fill in the gap. It's a 6 month, I mean.
We're getting to the 12 months on this thing, and this will fill in the gap that we have in there where we're getting one coming due every quarter.
Gotcha.
Right. After this one, it'll be on a yearly basis.
This is a year.
This is gonna be a 6 month,
No, 9
the rollover is gonna be a 6 month.
9
It's gonna be 6 to become due at the 9 month period.
Oh,
And the new one,
Okay,
The new one that was the first vote will be for
the year.
a year.
Yeah, right. So this one is
I'm
6.
sorry, can you just clarify, can you clarify what the motion is? Because it's really hard to hear what's going on.
The motion is, the present motion is to take another $250,000 from our reserve account.
That was before. No, that was the last one.
That was the
Oh.
last one. This is
You want
the roll.
this is
Oh, we have a CD in our account at the present time that's coming due on the 15th of March, which is tomorrow. And I'm making a motion that we reinvest that CD, which is at 4.3%, in a new CD at 5.1% for 1 year.
6 months. 6 months.
6 months, pardon me, 6 months.
we'll get it straight.
See, I'm confused. See, I got you confused.
You second, Dick seconds that. Any objections? Okay, very good.
Tomorrow's the 14th.
Yes.
It is. Day after tomorrow.
I'm gonna meet with them tomorrow. Let's move on. Units with legal.
Okay, the accounts receivable as of the 20th of March, I'm sorry, the 2023, that's a typo, it has the 10th, actually the 13th. No, this is as of the 10th, Friday. Really got to get there. Units that owe 1/4 or more, there's less than $500 is 1. Units that owe 1/4, 7. Units that owe 2/4, 1. Anything with 3/4 or more have legal issues, and there are 2 of those. Unit 364, as we've been talking about, it's owned by the Bank of America. There'll be a hearing March 28th. See where we go on that one. Currently, they owe $15,159.08. As we've said before, ad nauseum, unfortunately. The bank is challenging that, and that's why there's a hearing. And hopefully it'll go in our favor when it comes before the judge. Secondarily, Unit 718 also owes the association in arrears $2,045.19, and the judge has asked this case to go before arbitration, and Steve and I will be going to a non-binding arbitration, I think on March 22nd. And of course, it's our position that they owe 100% of what they owe. Number one, we can't forgive any maintenance fees because it's against state statutes to forgive maintenance fees. And we have never given back any interest or attorney's fees anywhere before. So it's an arbitration we have to go to because the judge ordered it, but we don't intend to arbitrate or negotiate.
Okay, old business. building repairs.
Okay, we changed it up a little bit here and put building repairs versus just slab renovation because there's several different issues going on. 31 have had structural repairs completed since the first of the year. Drain pipe installation and upper floor painting is to commence this week on those. So we've got actually a few more than I said to you. There's about 72 now done, roughly half. Electrical repairs. Two units needed complete electrical entry ports and fixture replacement. 4 units need to have ground strap replacement, and this is becoming a real issue. We had 3 units Friday alone lose power legs coming into their unit, where Florida Power and Light had to come in and run temporary lines. When we're responsible for replacing those lines. It takes about 2 months to get a permit from Florida Power and Light, even to put them in, and then to bring the electrician out and to bury the lines. It's close to $5,000 on each one. We've got six of us ahead of them right now. So thank goodness we set up that building reserve that we've already spent, or at least we've got a portion of where we can assign it. And finally, due to age, units that have rear lanais that are other than screened, they have support systems. Once the owners put in windows or whatever they put in, they become responsible for not the support system, but for the windows and what have you. And so when in fact some of the support system age, the owner is responsible to have the windows taken out, and then we jump in and we do the supports. And we've done 3 of those in the last month, where the owner's taking care of their portion by paying to have the windows taken out. We put in either the superstructure with the post or the side portion of the support, and we've done that in order, and it seems to be working out well. That's the end of the buildings. Any questions?
Yeah, Roger.
Yeah, John, I want to understand a little bit better about the ground straps. Wires that are laying on top of the ground out of the hole are the temporary wires that FPL has put in. Is that correct? Okay. The association is actually responsible for doing that the correct way. Is that right? So Florida Power and Light brings it to that space, and then we take it from there. And that is what's taking the time with permitting and electrician and so on.
That's correct.
Okay. It was asked last night because we've got one in Pinehurst. The owner's claim is coming up on a year, and it hasn't been fixed yet.
Yes, you'd be right.
Okay.
Yeah, it's forever.
Okay.
I think it's 161.
No, it's 138.
130. Okay.
Or
Yeah.
137.
Yeah, it's been forever, and we've got
137.
2 more in there now. You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just, I wanted to understand
It's
because
almost a daily fight. I almost live at the engineer's office at FPNL, and they just come up with 1,000 reasons. Now the hurricane, they've got nobody's around, nobody can't do this.
does FPL have to be involved?
Yeah, they have
with the electrician?
they have to give us an appointment because they have to come out and turn all the power off for us to run the lines.
Okay.
So there's a coordination process.
It's a coordination between our electrician, getting them supplies, and then FPL coordinating the power on and off.
That's correct.
We were having a discussion in our cluster meeting, or a cluster party yesterday, and I wanted to make sure I had the correct information. Thank you.
You are 100% correct. Tammy?
The building committee may be thinking about this already, but has there been any discussion for like a rolling schedule to fix all of these electrical boxes in the community?
There has not as of yet, but it looks like the way it's coming up that we'll have to do it just like the slabs and the standpipes and everything else, because the sooner that we can get this done, and we should probably establish a reserve for it also, as soon as we get this done, then we can coordinate it where somebody just doesn't lose power overnight.
Right.
You know, so it's a good point.
Okay.
Okay, what's next? Carports. Ceiling replacement.
Yes, carport ceiling replacement is materials. The only materials they could find are in 12-foot segments versus 16-foot segments, but they have found material locally, and where the carport ceiling replacement repair jobs will start this week. Okay, and they've finished. We've got all of Woodlawn and all of Lakeside slabs done, so we're ahead of that. So we're going to take them off of that and put them onto the carport ceilings.
Okay. Next item, discuss purchase of the automatic pools. Have we given them an alternate price offer?
Just to bring everybody up to speed, the new price is $47,675. The owners of the existing equipment said that they would sell it to us for $21,000. What's there? However, upon inspection, some of the equipment is old and needs some replacement. I've proposed to the owner of the equipment now that we're willing to pay about $12,000, and then we would have about a $5,000 investment to upgrade it, still being under the $21,000. They haven't gotten back to me yet.
Okay. So we're just waiting on them to get back to us on that?
Waiting for a reply, but I'm going to push it because if we're going to do it either way, we'd like to resolve it by April, we'll stop paying these, the rental fee if we're going to do it the other way, or either way.
All right, very good. All right, so that's to be continued. Audit.
Final review is underway on the audit. The bookkeeper and the auditor are getting together on an issue that was developed that doesn't involve cash or anything like that. It's just accounting of the accounts receivable between the special assessment and the regular maintenance fees. And it looks like it's going to be resolved amicably. And once that audit is complete, there'll be copies in the office for anybody who wishes the audit for the year.
Very good, okay. The elephant is in the room. Insurance. You want to take that, John?
Sure. I think we more or less talked about it in depth anyway.
Yeah.
As we said earlier, we made the payment. It was interesting, at that time in the operating account, we had $1,070,000 in the operating account, and we had to write a check for some $779,0806 or something like that. Yeah, $779,935.80. So that took us to a very short supply of cash, but now money is starting to come in for April. And of course, of that bill, we only had we were about $138,000 we had to borrow from our own operating account to pay for that insurance. And what we will do is when the money comes back in from the owners, we'll repay our operating account, and then we'll fund the reserve account as we start. But this basically is turned over to the board at the April meeting. So we'll have to decide upon a regular scheduled April meeting, and everything will be finalized so we can go ensure that the proper revenue comes in for July and October.
Okay, mulch project, that's
all complete. According to Pete, it's all complete. Thanks, Pete.
New business?
No communications this time between this time and the last meeting.
Manager's report?
Okay, let's see if we have anything here special. Oh, carport ceilings we talked about. I've been in contact with Manatee County Enforcement, code enforcement. You dealt with that earlier. So far, so not good. Removal of excess mulch from the stump grinding and replanting the bare areas of turf behind 476 is also underway, as Pete reported. And there have been 270 service calls and/or requests managed since the last report. That's all I have.
Very good. All right. Committee reports.
We kind of had those.
Yeah. I was going to say, anything new anywhere?
Ditto from what they were said already. Well, as you said.
All right, director's comments.
I do.
Hang on.
Okay.
I would like to thank Cookie for the cookies that were brought. I am pleased to say that I was one of those that was able to have at least access to one. So thank you very much, Cookie.
That Barbara wants to speak?
Yeah, Barbara, go ahead.
Hi. Yeah, we have some questions here on the chat on Zoom. When will the owners meeting video be up on the website? We have probably at least 13 owners still hanging on at the end, but quite a few dropped off. After the first half hour, I had no audio at all. So, how long will it take to get the owners meeting up on the website?
It's for you, Chris.
Barbara, we should have it up this evening.
Oh, that's great, Chris. Okay, I'd like to also make a motion to make, setting up Zoom calls for any meetings from the church until their Wi-Fi is resolved, because this is just a disaster that's happening. I can't speak for the Zoom calls being done out of the office, because I haven't done that in a while. But I'm making a motion to cease Zoom calls from the church for board meetings until the Wi-Fi is resolved. Do I have a second?
Did you say cease?
Yeah.
Cease.
Yeah,
Stop the Zoom, no more Zoom calls.
I'll second it for you, Mark.
Board meetings at the church.
What is the motion again, Barbara?
The motion, Shannon, is to cease doing Zoom meetings from the church because of the Wi-Fi connection dropping.
Does that mean we will not have any meetings here?
That's
No,
what that
You
means.
can,
No, well,
Yeah, that's what that means.
is that because we voted on having both?
No Zoom.
You don't have to be on.
no Zoom calls.
She's just saying eliminate the Zoom.
Oh, well then that's okay.
Her motion is to eliminate the Zoom from the meetings when we hold them here at the church.
Okay.
But still, they'll still be recorded.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you got a motion in a second.
I got a motion and a second. I guess we vote.
Wait, repeat the motion because I'm confused.
I'm sorry, can you tell me what's happening? Because we can't hear you. It's intermittent dropping off or freezing or something.
Can you hear me at all, Barb?
I can hear you right what you just said.
Okay. I'm trying to repeat your motion. Trying to repeat your motion, Barb. And the motion would be to not have Zoom meetings from the church when we're having the meetings at the church going forward until the internet connection is resolved.
I have a question.
Correct.
How many people were trying to
Use the
get,
microphone.
how many people were trying to get in today? How many people really wanted to be on Zoom today?
Kristen, how many? Kristen, how many?
I think we had 13 at the most. At the maximum that we had today was 13.
Well, we had 13 as of the end of the call, but there were more on the call in the beginning that dropped off because of no sound whatsoever.
John, did you want to say something?
I was just going to say that probably only, historically, there'd only be probably one more meeting here, which would be the April meeting, and since it's going to be deal with the finances and budget, and there'll be a pretty good group, we probably would have to have at least one meeting more here. Historically, we've gone May through October at the office.
And we've never had issues like this when we have had the meeting in the office.
Chris, have you talked to the people here about the quality or lack of quality in the Zoom transmission?
Yes, I tried to explain that we had problems with the church's connection dropping us 3 times during the first part of the meeting. It hasn't dropped us since we started the reorganization meeting. And it's the problem is very difficult to analyze because we tested the settings before the meeting, and the settings worked fine. And people could hear us, we could hear them. But when we got dropped the first time, I had to come back in and restart the meeting, or resume, and I set the settings exactly the same way as when we tested them, and they couldn't hear us. And I don't know why that happened, because I tried every setting that we have for getting the sound from the room here to the Zoom people, and none of them seem to be working, and I'm not sure why. I guess that might be an issue with the network, or it might be an issue with Zoom, and I don't know which one.
Thank you. Question, can that be because people have their phones on and that's interrupting?
Exactly.
Phone?
With too many phones in here.
Yeah, and it's jamming the circuits?
It's possible. We don't seem to have had this issue when there were fewer people here.
Right. A room full of phones.
Yeah, maybe that's what something we do next meeting is just literally tell everybody to turn your phone.
Yeah, that's a possibility, because the fact that they might have been connected to the network here may have caused us to get dropped.
Don't forget, we had 40 people out there we don't normally have, so.
Right.
And we're not dropping now. Because they're not here.
We had audio issues also at the last board meeting that was held in the church.
We had a lot of people here, Barbara.
Yeah, we had a lot of people then too.
Yeah.
Okay, so my motion still stands. Why are we having meetings? I mean, they're open for the owners to come and listen to. So why are we still having meetings when it depends how many owners attend? That's just kind of.
Would it be worthwhile to try having everyone switch their phones to airplane mode when we have a meeting and just use the next meeting as a trial to see if that, or turn them off,
Because people have their phones ringing.
to see if that gives us enough bandwidth to run our connection?
To me, it would be worth a try.
I think it'd be worth a try if everyone wanted to participate one more time.
I don't understand why the phone would make a difference. My phone's not connected to the internet here.
Mine is.
Really? To the internet here?
Yes, Wi-Fi, yeah.
It doesn't automatically connect unless you know the password for it's an open-ended. But you have to initiate something to connect to that Wi-Fi, and I agree with Mark. It just doesn't automatically connect there unless you initiated something to connect to it.
The Wi-Fi here is secure, so you're not.
I don't think it's.
Unless you got the password, you're not getting on the Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
So it might be the fact that the phones are still trying to ping stuff.
Right, they're trying to find.
Trying to find something, and that may be jamming it up too. I don't know.
This is the same situation.
Wouldn't hurt to try.
Well, we still have a motion to, but that's something we could try next time. And,
We got a motion to not do Zoom, so we got to vote.
okay, well, we have to vote on this.
I didn't write this one up.
Motion to stop Zooming from meetings held at the church.
Until the Wi-Fi situation, the connection is resolved.
Okay, who seconded it?
Roger.
Are you, for the meeting, you're still voting on it? Yeah.
Yeah, all right. So the motion is to stop Zoom transmission from the church while we have our meetings here, is that correct? Until the Wi-Fi situation is resolved. All right.
Very well.
Okay, Cookie?
Didn't you say there was one more meeting in April? Yeah. And that's it?
Yeah.
So shouldn't we try the Zoom then?
Yeah.
What about a wired connection?
So yes or no?
What were we saying?
Chris?
If we get it on the line, you'd have it up. If not, they'll watch it on TV.
Whatever works out. No.
I'll ask Chris.
All right, no.
Roger?
Yes.
I say no. Shannon?
No.
Steve?
No.
Dick?
No.
Denny?
No.
George?
No.
Monica is not here. Marv?
No.
Tammy?
No.
Tiffany?
No.
Barb?
Yes?
Gus?
No.
And John?
I guess I better be no.
You don't have a choice. Yeah, you can say yes, right? So it's not yes.
Okay.
May I, are you going to open up for another discussion here as far as board members?
Director's comment?
Yeah,
Can I just follow up, excuse me, can we just follow up with the motion defeated?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, can we at least make a commitment that the Wi-Fi will be addressed before another board meeting is held with the church? I think we owe it to the owners who can only Zoom in because they're not on location, and to other board members who have to Zoom in because they're not on location. That's my suggestion out there to whoever needs to do that.
I just want to comment and say that I support Barbara's suggestion that we should look into the Wi-Fi. And another comment that I heard from the audience that I thought was fantastic was, what if we went to a hardwired connection instead of wireless? Could that help? I know I use Ethernet all the time when I need a more reliable data stream than Wi-Fi offers.
I don't know whether that's possible here.
Can we find out?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, Chris will check it out. I think that maybe, the April meeting, we ought to try and just have everybody turn their phones off,
Yes. Yes.
just to see if that is the issue.
Yep. Do an airplane mode.
Yeah, put it in airplane mode.
Airplane mode's not gonna do it.
Yeah, airplane mode stops searching for a Wi-Fi connection.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't?
Okay, we'll just turn them
Okay, now I
off.
have to turn them off.
Yeah. We'll try that next meeting. See how it goes. I guess we could encourage people, that, if you think you're gonna Zoom, maybe you ought to just come to the meeting.
No more cruising for Barb.
No more cruises, Barb, sorry. Just kidding. Okay, any other director's comments?
yes, me, down here. I'm sitting here, I think I'm half brain dead, but at the beginning of our process here this year, I've had Barb Carey as a very able-bodied and perfect assistant treasurer. But the plan has always been for Barb and I to exchange places and for me to be the assistant and Barb to take over as treasurer. I would like to make a motion that we put Barbara Carey as the official treasurer and I will be her backup assistant in my time in the board.
Are you gonna be on?
That's a motion.
Are you gonna be on the cruise then?
Well, she's on a cruise.
Sorry.
I'm taking the, no.
Is there a second?
Second.
Mark seconds. Okay.
Is Barbara accepting it?
Yes.
Except,
Thank you, Barb.
She said that really, she said that.
You heard
She
that?
heard that.
All right, do we
So
need
I
a
have
vote?
to
or-
change these lists again.
Any opposed, Steve?
Any opposed? Nobody? Okay, Barbara, you're our treasurer. John, you've been demoted.
Yes.
Okay. Anything else? Owners? Oh, here we go, come on.
Just a real quick clarification, 408 Caputo. The financial summary shows approximately 600,000 for the insurance versus the 700 and some odd thousand that was mentioned. Can you reconcile that?
Let me see. Let me see what you. Yeah, that was the money, oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, the question is, on the financial summary, it talks about the money in the insurance account. And that is the money that was put in the budget for last year and the first quarter. So that's why we had to loan the account the $138,000 to make a difference. Okay? Yeah, thank you.
No
But you're
problem.
right on target.
Anybody else? Got nothing? Chris?
Yeah, I just ran a speed test on this network, and it's running about 15 megabits per second, which is compared to what we have at Wildewood is 200. Now, 15 shouldn't necessarily be a problem, but it's a slower network than what we have.
Yeah, but the guy said something when I came in early, and he was leaving, the maintenance guy, and he said something about he had boosted it, the Wi-Fi.
As far as I understand it, their modem and their router are in the office, which is a ways away, and then they have an access point here. So there's some latency, I think, between where their router is and where this device is in here. But we can try it and next meeting and see if we can make any.
Yeah, maybe we can get the guy to be here at the beginning, because he left at like 12 o'clock, just as I arrived.
Yeah.
He said something to me about, you're real early, and he says, I boosted something. The Wi-Fi is boosted.
And again, we haven't had this issue at every meeting.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure why we're having it today, other than the fact that we've had it more frequently when more people are here.
Okay.
And didn't it get better after so many people left before the organizational meeting?
No problem since then, right?
Yeah. Could be. Next time, phone's off. Check them at the door. Yeah.
Leslie wants to say something.
Okay, go ahead, Leslie.
Muted, Leslie.
You're muted.
Now can you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
I have to say that in trying to be a good doobie as an assistant to Chris and stay home for the Zoom meeting, it has been a terrible, terrible experience. And you can see there are only 3 owners left. And it was just appalling. And the disregard for the owners that the board has to say that it's still okay to meet there, and you hope they resolve the issue. That is just appalling. You should have more regard for all of the owners who aren't there. And also, you might consider going back to the church's sanctuary. We got their Wi-Fi there. It is ludicrous. It is no way to do business. And I'm just horrified by this awful experience in contrast to the wonderful experience Dennis put together last night. Just saying. So I'm done. Keep up the good-ish work.
Thank you, Leslie. Okay, anything else? Yes, ma'am.
Are you going to be putting a notice in the mail that we get for the next meeting?
Yes.
That to turn off the phones, you can't have your phones on when you're...
We could do that.
Do that.
I mean, that would be a good idea.
Sure.
Oh, she's asking if in the next meeting,
For the next...
before the next meeting, we put something in the paper that if you're coming,
That'll
you
be
will be
mailed
asked
to
to
the
turn your phones off. We could do that.
Yeah.
I
Good
think
idea.
that would be a good idea, but you might not have as many people show up either. Oh, well.
Okay, anything else? Motion to adjourn?
Just our dates,
I'm sorry.
workshop and,
All right. My able assistant here is getting it.
second Tuesday.
Second Tuesday be the 11th.
Workshop, second Tuesday, the 11th of April.
Third Monday.
17th.
17th for the board meeting.
Now you can get.
Now,
I move we adjourn.
Second.
Mark seconds. So done. Thank you all for coming.